Oh.
Hi Annie,
Hello, Gwen.
how are
Lovely to
you
see
this
you.
full moon?
I'm good, thank you. Feeling a bit wild and woolly,
Good,
but that's
yeah.
okay.
Well, it is the snow moon, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I've got my little blanket thing on. I mean, it's been
Change,
beautiful
change
weather.
change and transition. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
absolutely. So, shall we have a look? We didn't manage to get the new moon cards. Interesting
No,
again. But
again,
shall we have a look at the full moon cards and see
we
where
will.
we're going? Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, I've got three cards out, but I think it's only two.
Right.
Yours.
Okay.
Um, I've got the angels, gods, and goddesses,
Yeah.
and I've got the sea cards.
Oh, lovely.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Um, Yes, we're all beginning to change at the minute, aren't we? Mother
Yep.
Nature is blooming.
Spring is
Crocuses,
in the air.
absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, right. I shall take three of those, and I'll take three of these. Oops. Ha, that was funny.
Yeah.
It's toppled out, and it's the balance card. That's very good. Very good.
Okay. Yeah. We'll try and learn that lesson, shall we?
Okie dokie. So the first, it's an angel. There she is.
Oh, beautiful.
Doesn't
Love
she
those
look
wings. Yeah.
beautiful? And
Yeah.
very much the elemental and the transformation. It's the butterfly again, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the angel of joyfulness.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Could do with
so
a bit of
yeah,
that.
well, it says something wondrous and magical is about to happen.
Yay.
And I know you and I have been talking over the last couple of
Mm,
days.
yeah.
And how pertinent is that?
Oh, yeah.
Already it
Yeah.
started to happen as the
Yeah.
full moon came. Those magical
Mm,
changes,
mm,
things that were manifesting sort of beginning of February, have
mm.
started to shine their light.
Yeah.
As I say, and the first card is about balance,
Right.
and very,
Okay.
very calm sea.
Yeah.
It's rippling, but
Yeah.
it's very calm, and it's about us finding our own balance, this
Mm,
equilibrium that we need to find now that things are changing
mm,
for us.
mm.
Um, and I feel it's the balance is needed as we journey forward.
Yeah.
I've noticed right in the distance there, she's on a like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
raft,
Hmm.
and so it's not a great big boat. It's a night, and she's on the sea, so it's
Mm,
this raft, and
mm,
it is about maintaining your balance
mm,
as you journey through these changes, and they're big changes that are
mm,
going to happen for you.
mm.
Okay, and then we have the beautiful blue angel of relaxation.
Yeah, I love her when
Um,
she comes out.
she looks so
Mm,
relaxed.
mm,
And this is, I feel, as we journey, we've got to let go of exactly what we thought
mm,
was going to happen.
mm,
We've just got to allow that you will believe that you will get what you want. It
mm,
will happen. It might not be the ultimate goal, but it's
mm,
what you want to happen is going to be flowing forward.
mm.
And this one, we're under the sea here,
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
shoulder fish, all following each other, all on the same adventure,
Mm,
all on the same journey.
mm,
And this is the depth card.
mm,
So again, with that angel of relaxation, I think you need to immerse in yourself
mm,
a little bit deeper and realize what you thought was going to happen is going to be a little bit different than what you expected, but it's all going to be really good. And just got to
Yeah.
relax and go with the flow, go with the moment.
I think joy brings you that, doesn't it? It gives you that
Absolutely.
lovely
That is the
momentum.
feeling that I'm getting,
Yeah.
definitely. And then we have this gentleman.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
he's one of the gods. He is the god of conflict resolution. And certainly, last week, before, the beautiful moon came full, you were having to sort of just get rid of what was keeping you stuck. And this card is saying you are being encouraged to walk away from any current conflict, anything that's making you wobble now. Just walk away, just move it forward. And I feel, with those wonderful colors behind him, got the sacral chakra,
Yeah.
the solar plexus chakra, but we've also got the greens and the blues. So it's the heart and speaking your truth.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I also think on a kind of world level, that's where we're headed. We need these conflict resolutions to be starting to happen, don't we?
Absolutely, Annie. And I think,
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right there. Because even if I look at self and moving forward, when you think of what the world has done, end of last year, beginning of this year, things are hopefully going to be moved forward. But as you say, those conflicts, those barriers that are in the way, they've got to be, the word I've got is dissolved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got
It's a
to
good word, isn't it?
disperse. Yeah, disperse.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're under the sea again here, but slightly on the surface. We can see the light at the top
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So more in the surface, just under the water here. And this is the imagination card. So you're looking up and you're just going to imagine what is happening. Just look beyond the
Yeah.
now. Look at what's going to be happening. We know it's going to happen. We know it's all going to be positive. But like it's underneath that conflict resolution card is
Yeah.
understanding that everything at the moment, it's just bubbling under the surface and it will just flow forward.
Yeah.
I am going to pick one of my Nature's Whispers. I am entrenched to get another card.
And I'm
There we
going to prevent the dog from getting into the wastebasket.
He wants a tissue.
He does.
Beautiful, beautiful. We have the unicorn. We have that beautiful full moon in the background.
Yeah.
And we've got the child. And I do feel with my Nature's Whispers card, whenever there's a child, it is about your inner child. And the card is gratitude and appreciation. So I knew there was a final card. And I think that's the energy we need to carry forward.
Yeah.
Appreciate every step you're taking, the gratitude that things are moving forward. But it's remembering, all the other cards that are around this full moon. And that angel of joyfulness was the very first card to come out. And that's the last card. So joyfulness, gratitude, and appreciation. I think it sort of sums up our journey through to the new moon. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
And we had a little brief discussion where I felt that this full moon was the emotion, quite a strong emotional moon. And certainly that's been mirrored in my dreams. And I feel that this full moon is all about releasing like the deeper held emotions when you said about the deep.
depth
And
card,
yeah.
yeah.
And also that sense of relax and let it flow away. We if we're going to stay or if we're going to achieve any kind of balance, we need to just be ready to ease it away, kind of thing.
Ease. That's a
Yeah.
big word. Well, I feel these cards are saying just
Yeah.
Do it, do it with
Yeah,
grace, do it with
yeah,
gratitude, do it with
yeah.
ease.
I'm just grabbing mine,
Hmm.
and let's have a see, because I'm using John Holland's Psychic Tarot, one of my favourite
Yeah,
decks.
yeah.
Use it. I've used it and used it and used it. They're looking a little bit careworn, but it doesn't matter because they still bring their beautiful meanings out. So I've got his Psychic Tarot, and interestingly, I also got the Healing Waters cards out when I was asking what I need. Rebecca Campbell's cards.
Well, again,
Again,
water and devotion.
yeah,
Yeah.
again, one of my favourite people producing tarot. So let's just so oh, all right, okay. I've got 4 out of each. So a card dropped out, and it's heartache and loss. Okay, came out.
Right.
That
Yeah.
dropped out.
Yeah.
And for me, one of the things about the full moon has been that emotional release of heartache and loss. Recognizing that we do feel it, but recognizing that we can still be joyful within it. I'm very struck by that joyfulness, the energy of your card, that there are new beginnings. When we let go, there are new beginnings, and it may pang us big in a big way or a small way, but actually if we start to accommodate or acclimatize to the fact that the world has changed, then
Yes.
we can start to rebuild. And very much this last few years, our world has changed dramatically
Oh,
in
yes.
so many different ways. And we may mourn or long for the old days. I mean, there's lots of people always say, oh, I'd like to go back to when it was in the old days. But we've got to let that go. Yeah, we've got to let that go, because they may have a gloss of joyfulness or golden memories. But actually, underneath, in the depth of the old days, they weren't always that good.
Yeah.
So I feel that jumped out at us to recognise in this full moon. The first card that's come out is the Power card. I always
Lovely.
love when I get this card because, first of all, it's the number of the archangels, number 8. But it reminds us that I always feel like there's a wise old man full of the courage of a lion still.
Yes.
And for me, one of the aspects of this year is about finding that wisdom, the wisdom of the ages, and remembering it's powerful. I mean, we had a brilliant discussion yesterday about our myths and legends and our fairy stories, and how across the world, in all sorts of cultures, how the themes are the same. And what for me comes out of this new moon, full moon card, is between now and the full moon, we're finding our power, but it's coupled with our wisdom.
Wisdom. Yes.
So knowing when to speak and when not, knowing when to dissolve the barriers and when not. I just feel like we're really being helped with everything at the moment, with this idea of we've got to resolve the conflict. And the inner conflict is to find our power, to understand we've got agency in the world, and that what we think about, we manifest. What we are intent on becomes real. And that's why I like when you said it may be things may be delivered, but not necessarily in the way you thought that it was going to be delivered. Because even though we put our intention into something, it doesn't bring it through the way we think it's going to come through. The universe works it differently. And if we've got a joyful intention in what we do, then it's far more powerful than a fearful intent. It'll bring us the good stuff. I've got this card, Deception and Envy.
Wow.
Now, he comes out when we need to take the masks off. That's what he's doing. He's taking the
Yeah.
mask off.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are at that point in our cycle of energies and the cycle of the new beginnings of the year of really taking our mask off of kind of saying to ourselves, well, wait a minute, that didn't work. Being like that didn't work. It's a really interesting one to come after the power card, because what we're busy doing inside is deceiving ourselves, thinking we want this when really we want that, feeling like this when really we feel like that, or speaking that we feel like this when we really feel like that. And envy, I mean, what creates conflict is you've got more than me, or you're
Yes.
better than me, or you're different than me. Yeah. And I feel like intuitively inside, this full moon is asking us to address where we're deceiving ourselves, where we're wearing a mask for others, and where maybe we envy. But also to remember that those feelings, those emotional states are running through the world. And we've got to resist getting pulled in. We can't dissolve those barriers if we are getting pulled into that state of deception and envy. So a little warning note for the next couple of weeks, just to say, be sure what you're wishing for is not based upon comparison or competition with others. Bring it into basing it on what I require and desire. And here we go. Here's the truth card. Always love when the truth card comes out.
Beautiful.
We have to aim for the truth. He's looking at the stars and he's kind of going, you know, he's in the scales. He's actually in a balance scale. Yeah. So here we are saying there's a balance here. And what is one person's truth may not be another's, but it doesn't cancel out. It doesn't mean your view of the truth is right. And I think that's a big mistake we make in our kind of conflict resolution, is to assume that my truth is the same as your truth.
Yes.
And that of course you'll agree. And in a time where there's so much miscommunication, so much manipulation of what should be agreed, self-evident givens, because that's to me what the truth is, a given. It's a factual thing. What we're doing is we're getting lost off in the feed of lies and, you know, misleading information. So we need to balance, and we need to be getting better at checking out, what do I believe in? You know me, I'm passionate about who says so, why do they say so? Research what you hear, research what you believe is the truth. Yeah, don't trust it till you've got evidence. Yeah, and I just feel we're being asked, don't trust it, don't take it on board and filter it into your belief system unless it's a balanced view of everything. And that's important when we think about our skills and abilities, our power, because we're told we're powerless. We're told there's nothing we can do, and that's not true. And we're told that, you know, the skill of this is worthless, or the skill of that is not worth. Well, we just look at the NHS. You know, the skill of MPs is more valuable than the skill of the nurses and doctors.
Exactly.
It's an upside down world when you look at it that way. You know, MPs used to be about service to the greater good, as is the NHS. But who's saving lives? Really, at times you have to ask that question, you know. So that's the psychic tarot. Now, I've got the lovely Atlantis card from the waters, the healing waters. And this card, Rebecca says, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. Again, I feel it chimes in with the balance, but I also feel it's a reminder to us that what's happening is that process, that ascension process to a new Atlantis. We can't get back to where we started in Atlantis, in that more golden age, I suppose you could say, unless we can resolve the conflict, take off the masks, sort out what is truth and what is not. So I feel over the next couple of weeks, people will get reminders of we can be better than this, we can do better.
Yeah.
We need to release all that old blockage stuff that's getting in the way of us being joyful and being hopeful. A big thing for me is about how hopeful we are. Hope powers us into our new beginnings, and it powers us to be passionate about what we're doing so that we do make a change. And this card for me about Atlantis is, look, let's hope for the future, hope for ourselves to be able to do our best. It's followed by the this beautiful card. There she is, bathing in the waters, I feel, but she's pregnant. So she's telling us the possibilities. There's all that beautiful pink and that sort of womb-like feeling from this card. It's called the sweet waters, and we're birthed from water. We live in water for 9 months of our life, and we're birthed from water. Beautiful water that gives us life. So this is about fertility, it's about balance again, it's about enjoying that. I want to call it that pregnant pause. You know, sometimes we can't do anything because we're busy growing something new. And just as the gardens are busy growing something new, and my daffodils aren't out yet, but next doors are, you know, we planted them at different times, so we've got to wait at different times lengths for them to grow. For me, this card is all about, we've got so much to come in. It really is only the waiting time, not to get frustrated or lose our direction because of it.
I got the pinks and the greens there as well, the heart color, you know, that feeling it from the heart. Yeah,
absolutely. And creating from the heart.
Yes.
You know, if we're not passionate about something, we're not doing it the way it could be done. And that's followed by the mother of the salt waters. She's stunning in there.
Oh, wow.
Just so beautiful. And she feels to me, it's like the waves are her wings, but she also looks like a sea creature through the water. You know, maybe a dolphin or a whale or something. It's so beautiful. And so after that pregnant pause, we've got the wild, open heart, you know, the passion, the love. And again, I feel over the next couple of weeks, we'll be tempted to follow our passion, the things that are coming in. As we're releasing the stuff that's kept us stuck, we get the opportunity to see what we really enjoy and are invested in, and to, surf these waters on the top of the crest of a wave, just embracing that new opportunity, that new wild, loving kind of, it could be on a romantic sense, but it could also be falling in love with yourself.
Yes.
It could be being brave enough to bring forward your inner qualities and share them with the outside world. And the last card, it's one I adore. It really is. It's called the Pearl. I'll just hold it up a bit more.
Oh, yes. So
there she is.
A wolf around the background as well.
Yeah, she's in a shell.
Yeah.
Again, it's perhaps a protected womb-like space, but she's got this beautiful glint, this precious gift in her hands. And she's got all this gorgeous colour, really higher vibrational colours, the turquoises and the pinks and purples and stuff. And this is the magic of the reward at the end. When you think about it, a pearl starts off as a piece of grit in a shell.
And then
it ends up as this beautiful, valuable, gorgeous object. And this card says, from grit to grace.
Absolutely. Love
If
it.
we remember that what we're busy doing is getting rid of all the stuff that we don't need so that we can layer up our beautiful beginning with all of the good stuff. It's very much for me a card of beginning, very much for me a card of there is a beautiful outcome. And if we allow it to flow as it should, then we've got that future, that outcome that is so joyous, because I always find pearls, whether they're natural or whether they're man-made, it doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that they're so beautifully opalescent and just that whole story. So for me, I think the next 2 weeks we'll get into the grit and we're getting to start the layers on the pearl. So lots of new opportunities, lots of things to be achieved this year. And we've got it all. We're ready. We've been waiting and we're almost at the end of that pause. So yeah, I think she's a very powerful moon for focusing us to work with what emotionally makes us feel the best, makes us feel like we're living the best life. And that isn't necessarily the material stuff. It's often it's everything else instead. So yeah, I really like those cards.
I do. And again, the synchronicity that's in what you've laid and what I've laid.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it's one whole message that just
Yeah.
resonates through this, you know, where we are now and where things are going to be taking us unexpectedly on occasions. But
yeah, absolutely. And if we drop the mask and reveal ourselves as our authentic selves, if we step forward, all that we require and desire is on its way in. So yeah, fabulous. Oh, brilliant. I feel really happy we've done those cards.
I feel really good. I feel really good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So we will aim for a new moon reading.
We will. It's funny that the last two new moons, it just hasn't manifested.
Yeah, life just has intervened, hasn't it? So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you,
So
Annie. I so enjoyed this.
Yeah, see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye.